Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This rock is gorgeous. It has been previously resined with some leftover resin. I was really interested to see what it would look like with resin on, so yeah, I just covered it with resin and now we're gonna paint on it like it's glass. You don't have to resin your rock before you do this, just so you know. And it might not be so easy to see this right now because, first of all, I have a ring light which is shining down onto the stone and there's a huge reflection. Not sorry about that reflection, by the way. But also because it's gold and you can't see it very well. Once I start filling it with black, you will be able to see that we are doing a beautiful rose. You've seen me do a rose before. If you haven't, I will link that video in the description of this one. It's beautiful. It's very romantic looking. We do paint the background. We don't keep the stone natural with that one. But this one I thought I would change it up. I would do my favorite colors, which are purple, shades of purple, and we would leave the stone natural background. So why not? If you have a beautiful stone that you're not sure what you want to do with it yet, you just know you don't want to paint the entire thing and cover it all up. This is something I like to do quite often. I like to appreciate the beautiful stones that I am lucky enough to be able to find here. If you don't know where to look for stones, definitely check out landscaping companies. They do offer like big buckets of rocks for a really low price. So call your local landscaping companies, and if they don't have any, they might know who to direct you to. Just make sure where you're getting your rocks from, it's legal. I tell you, I've been through like a Tim Hortons drive-through and I've seen some nice stones right outside my door of the vehicle, and I have been very tempted, but don't do it. Make sure it's legal. So we are doing a dotted rose in shades of purple. I have done many different colors of these in the past. If you've seen them on Pinterest or on my Facebook or Instagram, yeah, I love roses. I love doing this. It's time consuming. I have had to speed this video up quite a bit because of how time consuming it is. This would have been like almost an hour long if I didn't have to edit so much and speed it up so much in certain areas. So when you see me dotting, I'm dotting like a crazy maniac, but that's because I've had to speed it up a lot. We don't want hours and hours and hours of Rachel's voice, do we? No, we do not. I know I don't. I don't have time. I don't have time. You may hear cats, dogs, kids, God knows what you may hear coming from outside my window here as well. But yeah, everybody's home and they're being very quiet for me right now, but it may not stay that way. So you are welcome to my world. So you can't see part of it. I will bring it into focus for you shortly, but you will be able to see what I'm trying to do here once it's filled in with black. And then once it's filled in, I'm going to let it dry, and then we're going to do some cleanup because that's super important. It's time consuming to do cleanup before you dot, but it's like one of my favorite parts. I just get it all the way I want it to be, and then we add color. So that's one of my favorite things to do. I hope everyone's doing well. I know there is a lot of chaos going on in the world at the moment, and I thought it would be refreshing if I put out a tutorial real quick for you all to take your mind off it. I know it's only temporary. I know we all feel what the world is going through and what people must be going through. Sometimes I'm wondering where the heck the humanity has gone. It's something that I hope is being learned, especially through the last few months I hope to see more humanity out there. So if you can give, give. If you can help somebody, do that. If you could put a smile on somebody's face, do that. It's positive things that are happening in the world, and that's what I'm trying to do. I am in no way ignoring the awful things that are going on. I'm just taking a break from it momentarily and sharing that with you. So I'm bringing you some happiness. I'm going to bring you some color and just a moment away from pain, a moment away from stress, from bad news and social media, or just bad news in general. I want to take you away on a little vacation and do a purple dotted rose. So here I'm doing cleanup. You can see I have a little smiley face because I do like doing cleanup. I like minimizing those thick gold lines a bit. All my paint colors that I'm using, honest to God, my black and my gold, they are from my local Dollarama. I have never changed my brand of black and gold. They work for me. It's DecoArt Crafters acrylic paint. They come in, let me see, they come in 4 fluid ounce bottles, and it's the perfect consistency for what I do for the outlining of gold and black, and I love it. So and it's cheap. Hello. I don't want to spend money. I don't want to spend money making beautiful things if I don't have to. So I'm cheap, and I still buy the same gold. I've tried other golds. Don't get me wrong. I have tried other golds, and I did not like them. I do like rose gold from Folkart, but I've stuck to this gold and this black and white. And you'll see I'm using different shades of purple as well in the same brand. And I'm telling you, I'm using them from my local Dollarama. I don't even think about spending lots of money on my paint, so you don't have to either. And you could still make something beautiful. So you can see I am cleaning up all my little lines. Some people, I've actually had messages from people saying that their rose looks like a fried egg. So make that fried egg beautiful and glorious. That's all I have to say. Just keep trying. I have been doing this for a few years now, so I've had some practice. I make it look easy, and it's not. I know it's not, because you should have seen my roses about 6-7 years ago. They were fried eggs and ham. Fried eggs and ham. That's what they were. So keep trying. Keep going. Pencil it out on paper 100 times. It will get better. It will get easier, and you will just become a natural. The more you do it, the easier it gets. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I promise you, I did not paint. I did not go to school for painting. I barely even... what do I remember from my art class? Fellow classmate Scott actually sniffed Tic Tacs up his nose in art class. That's what I remember in art class in high school. I really didn't think that I had it in me to be an artist. So if you think my art is okay, then I did something right here by practicing. So all you guys have to do is keep practicing, and I've only been doing it for a couple of years. So, well, 6. I've been getting better at it over the last 4 or so. I've been working really, really, really hard. But before that, I'm just on a learning curve, and I'm still learning, and I'm sharing it with you. And you don't have to pay a darn thing to learn how to do this, just like me. So why keep it secret? I don't understand why artists don't want to tell secrets on how they do stuff. What's going to happen? There's going to be more beautiful pieces of artwork in the world? What is wrong with that? So I'm using a dark purple first. Now I'm trying to do like the base of all the petals. I'm trying to find the bottom closest to the inside of the flower. So use your imagination with what you've scribbled on with gold and find like the lower portion of all of your petals and use your darkest purple. Or if you're doing red, use your darkest red. If you're doing like a, I don't know, like an like coral colored, use a dark coral first and then lighten it up as you go along. So I'm starting with a nice deep purple, eggplant purple from Folkart. I will have all my paint colors listed in the description for you, so don't forget to check the description. But I'll show you my paint bottles as well, like throughout, but it might be too quick. You might not be able to jot it down. So check the description. Always check the description. And if it's empty, please tell me that I forgot to put the description in there. Please. And if anybody can help anyone else who can't find the description, take a moment to explain in your way, because my way doesn't work. There's a little down arrow or maybe 3 dots below this video. And if you click that down arrow and scroll down, you should be able to see the description with all of my info in there. So you'll see like my PayPal, you'll see my Etsy, you'll see all the paint colors listed. You'll see a tutorial for my resin, my fine lining brush. You will see everything. Everything is there for you. So try, depending on what device you're on, I know with like a Samsung or a laptop, with the laptop, you can just scroll down and there you should be able to see the description. But with a Samsung, you should be able to just click a down arrow on the right side of your underneath the video. So I hope I'm explaining this right. So now I am using a different shade of purple, and it is African Violet, so it's lighter. You can see there's a glare. I'm sorry, guys. There's a glare, and the camera is focusing mainly on my neon red nails. It is summertime here in Canada, and I needed my neon nails on. So I painted my nails the other day, and they still look okay. Sorry about you not actually being able to see what I'm doing on the stone. But literally I'm just doing layers. Don't worry about the size of your dots. They don't all have to be perfect. If they join up together and become twins, there's nothing wrong with that. If they don't look like dots at all in some areas, that's okay. I do not perfect my dots in any way, and everything still turns out beautifully. So I am using this African Violet. I'm doing a layer of it above that deep eggplant purple. And I'm just going right above everywhere where I did the deep eggplant. So I'm literally doing like an ombre effect. I call it ombre, but I was told it's ombre, so I'll say it the way you guys want me to say it. I'm innocent. But yeah, it's like just a gradual color change from dark to light going up the petals. So by the time we get to the outer part of the petal, it's going to be super light. So whatever color you've chosen to use, just lighten it. You can just use one color of red and just add a little bit of white and keep lightening it as you go up the petals or down the petals, whatever you want to call it. I'm horrible with explaining stuff. So now I'm adding some lavender to my African Violet purple, and I'm lightening that. You can just use white. You can stick with one color of purple and add white, but I'm making it more difficult. So I'm choosing different colors of purple. But you can do it another way. It's completely optional. So I'm doing the same thing. I'm using the same dotting tool. The dots are fairly small, but it's not the smallest one that I have, but the dots are fairly small. This is my most popular dotting tool, I would say. I use this one the most. because I can get into little areas with it, but I can still make like a decent sized dot if I want to, just depending on how much paint I put on the end. So you might not be able to see some parts, and I get so frustrated because I get so like into the painting that I forget that I'm showing you guys how to do it, and it's not always in focus. And I've been told many times by people through the comments that I should really, tape off an area so that I know I'm not going out of focus and stuff like that. But man, I have got 2 children here. I am homeschooling. I am trying to be a good mother. I don't have time for little taped off areas. So I will apologize for whenever my rock is not in your focus, because I do feel bad. It's not what I'm intentionally doing. I just get into the groove and I stop paying attention. So yeah. When you get into art, don't you just kind of zone off? Come on, you guys, you know. It takes you away like Calgon. I don't even know what Calgon is, but I know there was commercials when I was a kid. Calgon, take me away. So I am just lightening it all up. And eventually I'm going to be adding French blue. I'm actually using the lavender color now. And then I'm going to use like, I'm going to mix in a little bit of French blue to my lavender. So it's just going to give it like a little bit of a tint that there's blue peeking out. And it looks super, super nice at the very tips of all of the petals and stuff. The lightest color. The finale color. And if you've seen any of my roses, you know that I like to do this. This is the thing I do. Some people say it reminds them of the roses from Beauty and the Beast, or it reminds them of like stained glass roses or something like that. But I don't know. I really like dots. I really like flowers. I really like trying to create like illusions with the shades and the colors of the dots and everything. So it's just fun. You can do so much with stippling and pointillism. It's a lot of fun. So here I'm adding a little bit of French blue, mixing it in. It lightens it up as well, but it also gives it that little hint of blue coming just at the very edges. Now I have done another one that I'm going to show you at the end of the video once this has been resined. Again, we're going to resin again over top of the already resined stone. And it's just going to seal everything in place, and everything's going to be glossy and gorgeous. So you can see I'm adding just that, filling in the rest where it's black in all the petals. Just going to get a little light there. There, it looks so beautiful. Beautiful. Now I'm going to use some dark green. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to use 3 different shades of green. And I'm starting with my darkest color. Try and use your dark dots where there would be some shading. So like if a petal is over top of your little green bits here, I don't even know what those are called. I'm going to call them green bits. If your petal's kind of covering it a little bit, do some darker dots under there so it's like there's some shade there. And yeah, I'm just going to go along and add a bright green, I believe. I'm just going to check here on my desk what color I used. Yeah, I'm just going to move from thicket green to bright green, and then lime green. But once again, I will list all of these colors in the description. So I hope everyone is still painting. What do you guys think of this? Is it doable? Can you do it? I hope it's not too difficult, but like I said, I never painted one of these in my life until about 6-7 years ago. If it's 8 years ago, I was not good at it. I was not good at it until about 4 years ago. So I've had a lot of practice. Don't give up. Never give up, because it really is true. Practice makes perfect. Honest. You want to do this, you build it, it will come. If you build it, it will come. What's that from? Field of Dreams. That was a good movie. Kevin Costner. If you build it, they will come. So I'm going around my leaf here, just a very simple leaf. I didn't do like a serrated edge or like the little jagged edge you see on most roses. This is a soft leaf. Leave it alone. It doesn't want to hurt anyone. And even the prickles are covered in gold, and if I was stabbed with gold, I would be okay with it. So I'm doing the same thing. I did the outside in dark, going in with bright green, and then around the vein of the leaf is all going to be the lightest color, which is going to be lime green. And as weird as it is, you can do it all in one shade of green if that's what you prefer, but I just think it fancies it up a lot when you do a couple of different shades of green. And that's just something that I gradually decided to do as I went along, as I improved my skills. But it's optional. You can just choose one shade of green and it will still look amazing. And I have outlined, it's all outlined in gold, of course, but then it is all outlined in black as well. You can see like a fine black line surrounding the entire rose. And it just kind of, sorry, it's out of view. You can't see what I'm doing, but I am dotting the lime green and you'll see it here. See, there, I promised. You will see it in view very soon. There. It looks like it's popping off the rock because of that black outline, honestly. It just really makes it look like we just stuck a sticker on there, but it looks beautiful. It's a beautiful sticker. So I am going to put my signature on here. There's a nice little space to the left, So I'm going to add gold. You know. It's not me without gold. Drum roll. Oh, that is my favorite. Look at that rock. It's so beautiful. We still get to see the beautiful stone. We get to appreciate that beautiful stone, that piece of the world, and we put a little pretty on it. And I'm going to show you another one. This is a different color stone, but I still want to appreciate it. And I did shades of blue with a little bit of eggplant purple in there as well. So I will list those paint colors in the description for you as well. And I'll link my red rose or romantic rose in the description. I love you guys. You mean the world to me. Keep painting. I will be back very soon.